Welcome to Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Arael Marrocco. The ACIO has a long history of helping humanity from the deep recesses of time. This is the first time the ACIO has become available to the public, aside from an earlier visitation by their 15th Division, the Wingmakers. Peter the Insider, originally from Slovakia, is the director of their 12th Division, and Jessica Arael Marrocco is in Cicada 3301, their 6th Division. Together, they provide intel, insights on current events, a deeper perspective on aliens and UFOs, super soldier missions with Unit 374 in the Merge, and news relevant for disclosure. Don't forget to subscribe to keep updated with our latest intel and post any questions and comments below.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Disclosures. I'm joined here with Peter the Insider, and we're going to talk about some current events, some of the things that have been happening, and from a perspective of the ACIO. I know that a lot of people are talking about what's happening in the Middle East right now, and of course Ukraine. But we're going to cover this. There's been battles going on for quite a while, and maybe we can kind of bring up some topics related to the deeper levels of that and where this is coming from. So without further delay, we're going to bring in Peter the Insider. Hello, Peter.
So I want to say hello to you, Jessica, and to all of our regular and maybe not so regular listeners. I think this show will be great because I was really looking forward for this.
I think it's going to be really good too, because it will help people to go a little deeper in understanding about what's been going on for a long time. And we can just kind of think about, there's a few different things that we've been talking about for some time now. One is the shadow group, and the other that has just recently come up is a mission that took place for 88 years that Unit 374 joined you, and as well as I think there were some Kruger runners or Kruger agents that were with you as well. So maybe we could start there, and then I can start showing people some of the information that we have.
Yes, the first thing is, or respectively, was that this mission was crazy wild. I really will keep repeating this, but fact that intergalactic and interdimensional commander was there, and somehow, I don't want to say accident, but she looked like it was accidental, Nemesis showed there, and all of those discontinuities and strange coincidences started to happen during our mission. We were trapped in 88 years. For 88 years in their reality / context of existence. Look, so many people, I think maybe they misunderstood that we were trapped for 88 years in this prison. What is not like that? We were trapped there for 88 years. That means in this context of in this weird context of existence, but not in this prison. Okay, that's big difference.
Right.
But that's what we saw and what we experienced there. Oh my God, that was wild. It was war in the war, like Matryoshka, principle, or matrix-ish, like a model and construct principle, or maybe what it was It was Matrix Resurrections principle, or maybe we can talk like Inception, next very good movie, just by the way. It was like dream within a dream within a dream, just by the way. And you never know if you fell asleep or if you are awake, just by the way. Very bad stuff, very bad. You believe me, you don't want to experience that. So that was it. And I think all of this kind of stuff, what is happening right now, it is very solidly truth from this context, wild context of its existence. And just by the way, not wild, let's say it is not chaos. It's next level of chaos. It is pure mayhem. I don't understand how in the world they, so the people and ETs and hybrids and crossbreeds, they were living there, how in the world they can stand out this. I don't understand that. And how they can live there in order like to manage the whole things. I mean, like, what? How in the world? I don't understand that. Man.
I think we're getting glimpses of recall and memory when we had the group, and we also did another group call that we're going to be sharing with the public so that you can hear a little bit more detail. But people are starting to regain the memories of it, slowly. And we're glad that we were able to do that, and we'll probably join together in another group call, and so it will be, I think, number 4. But talking about, so we'll save some of that conversation for then, and when we get together with the group.
But give me a second, it will be number 5 in total, because this is part number 4 of the series of the show.
Okay.
Just, by the way.
So you want to get a little bit more in depth into this then, and so yes, people did misunderstand. They thought that we were saying we were trapped in this prison, but that's where I think the mission went on. That was at the very end where we were exiting, or
yes, because it wasn't the case, like it wasn't the same. That means we were not trapped for 88 years. Just this is very important, let's say very crucial. Do you know what I mean? No. We were trapped for like what? 2 years or something like that. But
in the prison.
Yeah, but
yeah,
it was actually good for one very important thing. And this thing is that I don't want to say prison, but do you know what I mean? Let's call it facility, right? This thing is, it was for our advantage, because thanks to that, we've got the opportunity to get along, or let's say to get familiar with the whole facility, just by the way, because they were
okay.
So sorry, what?
No, so that actually worked to our advantage. So now you understand how the prison works.
Yeah, I don't want to call it prison, okay? But for us it was a prison, but in the meanwhile, meantime, it was a huge facility. But why? Because so many people will ask, okay, stop. They were trapped there for 2 years, and they were able to know how it works or worked. Hey, yeah, it was like that because they moved us through the whole facility, okay? Because they were specific parts of the facility, and in the every single, or let's say all the parts of the facility, or in the every single part of it, they've got like prison part, but I don't know how can I call it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. There were
Yeah, and that was for our advantage, just by the way.
I'm gonna open up a Black Iron Prison so people can kind of see what it looks like.
Yeah, just by the way, I don't want to say it was Black Iron Prison, but it was way too close for that. Like, it was like, okay, if this is not inspired by that, I mean, in the game, Black Iron Prison, then I will eat my head. I will eat my head. Yeah.
This was a Philip K. Dick book too, wasn't it? The Callisto Protocol called Valis.
Yeah. You are right. Yeah, you are right. Yeah. It was so weird. The whole energy was so, and as I said in the previous show, what I hate most in the place, that there was nothing. I mean, nothing. It was absolutely pure. How can I say it? Pure sterile. There was nothing. Like, even, okay, you will love positive, stimulus for your senses, but even bad stuff for your senses, it will be bad. But there was nothing. It was nothing. It was so weird. Do you know what I mean? I don't understand.
He's amazing that he knew about all of this, or he was a part of it. Do you know what role that he played in this prison? Because this is it right here, right underneath the ground.
Yeah. He was the key person, or let's say personality in the research, what was going on inside the whole facility. But the problem is that the whole research, let's say, it went out of control. We know it, or let's say we got it after, I mean, as a solid piece of intel. I mean, like, we were sure about it, but after we went out from the prison. It was absolutely crazy. Jeez.
Yeah, and as you said, this is not exactly the prison.
But give me a second. It doesn't matter if it is exactly or like 100%, because it was like 95% or something like that. Something like that. Okay.
This looks like that artist's drawing where they're kind of depicting. See if I can get this larger. I don't think so. You know what I'm talking about? There's that artist that, you don't really know where you're at. There's a confusion. It's a different type of labyrinth in a way where I mean, they're literally walking sideways. You don't know which way the stairs go.
Yeah. Just by the way, there is the house in US, like, do not enter house in US. I don't know where it is, but I heard about that. That never, do not ever enter the house in US. It is like that, because the stairs and everything, you will just go in the endless loop. Do you know what I mean? And there is pretty much zero chance you will go out. And do you know what is this house? It is Bleed-Throughs from another reality, just by the way.
We'll see if is that the name of the house?
No. I'm just saying that it is pretty much some sort of, how can I say it, weird house. It is like how can I call it? Yeah, something like that. And I was shocked by that. Too many stairs, too many things, or something like that. And I was like, what in the world is that? Oh my god.
Laurie, the cat.
And give me a second. Something like that. I want to ask you. I mean it for real, okay? What do you think? Can be places haunted? No, just be honest with me.
Oh yeah.
But
I spent
for
time
real, give me a second, please. Not for getting some sort of sensation. I want to be famous or something like that. Like, do you know what I'm trying to ask or say?
I did house haunting, and you don't need, how can I say, you don't have to be in like a publicized haunted house. People can have a home that gets haunted, and it's all very real. It's very, very real. You talk to someone that has been in a haunted house, and you're gonna know that this is like a nightmare. It's a total nightmare for people. So yes, I've been in haunted homes.
Yeah, I think this is it. Look
The
how
Winchester House. That's
yeah. Look how
yeah.
long give me a second, please. Look how yeah, this is it. Look how long it took them to build the house. It was 1980. Not give me a second. Not 1884 to 1906. Look, it is absolutely, it is crazy. Built, look, built. No,
Yeah,
no,
and they
no,
kept
no.
on building it.
But look, isn't this crazy?
Yep.
But why? Why somebody will do
Because
that?
I know why. I know the story behind this. It started off with Winchester, who was the guy that created the guns, right?
I
Or
know,
a
I
type
know,
of
I know.
guns, Winchester guns. And so many people died from guns. So they said that there was a curse. And
What?
it's like a captive of the labyrinth. It's like a curse because of all the people that died from the guns. And so, in order to get rid of the demons that haunted the mansion after Mr. Winchester died, what is his name? William Winchester.
Yeah,
When he died, the ghosts were in the house. So, in order to trick the ghosts, they kept building different rooms. And I'll show
but give me
you.
a second, give me a second. I don't want to say it is like that, but so many people believe that it is extremely crazy to get out of the house. I don't know if it is true or
She went to block, yeah, she went to block the I don't know, it was a granddaughter maybe or the daughter. They wanted to block the ghosts from being able to find them. So they created like rooms like this that were tricks.
Jeez.
And at least that's what they said, and they go nowhere. There's like rooms that just stairways that go nowhere, so like up
Oh,
here, I don't know if this is it, but it almost looks like it ends there. Maybe there's no door.
what
Yeah,
the,
I've researched this before, and so you see like they have, I don't know why they're showing the stained
what the,
glass, but
what the? Oh
very,
my
very
God.
beautiful,
I don't
beautiful
want to
home.
say
Look at
it
all the
isn't
guns.
beautiful. I'm saying it is crazy. Oh my
Look at
God.
that, Peter. So you can see the stairs probably went up and then they turned and they went somewhere, and instead they created another staircase, and they would tear down an area and then rebuild it. But yes, it does put people in, and anyone that has gone in there has had problems
Oh
because
my
it just
God.
brings in, lots of craziness. Look at that. That's the door to
I mean,
nowhere.
what the? Oh my. Jessica, this is not for fun. Oh my God.
So has the ACIO looked at this, and what do they have to say about this house?
This is it. Solid bleed-through from another reality.
Do
Very
you know
solid bleed-through.
do you know where it goes to?
Yeah,
Have you
to this
been there?
mayhem reality.
Mayhem. Yep.
We
And
were trapped for 88 years.
Oh, so this is how we came in. We went through the Winchester House?
I think it is the most, I don't want to say most, let's say most acceptable theory, because what I can remember, we went fast, like super fast, and there were staircases, and we ran goddamn fast. It was like, if you, how can I say that, near death experience, and you just, do you know what I mean, within few, I don't want to say few seconds, but it's because it's kind of hard to determine, but the most important moments of your life you can see, and it was something like that inside the house. Okay.
Wow. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah. So this, I mean, the insides of the house, give me a second. So insides of the house. Now we are moving, we are making progress. Inside the house, or insides, inner, rooms, they were part of the wormhole. Oh my God. Because I was like, okay, I know it. I got it. It's so familiar for me. What is the catch here? And then I've got it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's crazy. I had no idea that we went through that area, but I have, there's a house that I went to.
And give me a second. You are saying that houses can be really haunted? I mean, give me a second. Like really haunted, okay?
Yeah, I investigated this house. This is called the S.K. Pierce house.
And what is that?
And it's another haunted house. It's in Massachusetts. So if you look at this Massachusetts area, right, this is Boston, is over here. I don't know why it's sticking, is around here, right? So this is more like further in, you're getting closer to, that's New, I think it's a Vermont area.
Okay.
So, or that might be New Hampshire. No, that would be Vermont. So, you're getting closer into this area, right?
Okay.
This house right here was owned by the guy S.K. Pierce, who was very, very well known. He was friends with Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey, the whole circus. And they had there was a couple that were living there, and then they were also on Ghost Hunters on TV. But I went through the house, and I was threatened. There was a lot of bad anomalies and things that happened afterwards. And there was a guy that was one of the ghost hunters were there, and they said, it's not a big deal. I'm not afraid of anything. And this guy was like over 6 feet tall. They had cameras and they had other stuff going on.
Sorry, and in order to make it more special, so you are saying, okay, it was like they were making it, or they want to make it like scientific and so on, like no cheating and so on, right?
Right.
Okay.
And so I ended up going in there and looking around and everything, and it was really bad. I mean, I ended up giving the woman a lot of information about what I saw, so they invited me back there. And then it got crazy. Well, so I warned the guy. I said, "There's a spirit in here that's really angry at us being here right now," and he says, "Oh, it's not a big deal. I've done this before." So I went downstairs, and they had other like camera. There was a whole crew of people there. And we heard the guy screaming upstairs, and we went up, and there was other people there, and they said they literally saw him he was grabbing a hold of his neck like someone was choking him,
What?
and he lifted him up a bit, right? And so
And he was, give me a second, and he was 6 feet tall.
yeah, he didn't believe that there was anything there. And then he had like scratches on his throat, and he screamed, and people were like, "Oh my God," and they couldn't help him, like they were standing right there.
Give me a second. Can it be that way that he was kind of provoking the entity or whatsoever, the ghost or whatsoever, and entity got really angry because of that?
Yeah, because that's what they do. Some of these people think that it's kind of like, oh, we're going to challenge the spirit
hey,
here.
Stop. Give me a second. Why in the world they are that kind of crazy? You don't want to challenge those entities. They can make like serious damage. What? Why?
They make serious damage to you physically, and then spiritually, then you have problems. Like I think that guy had a lot of personal issues at home.
But give me a second. Give me a second. They can really make your life miserable, and I know what I'm talking about.
See, these guys they were ghost hunters. They went there too. I don't know them, but I know that they had a TV show. They went there too, and they had some kind of experience. But this is one of the most haunted places in the U.S.
In U.S., okay.
Yeah.
You know what? This is dumb. This is stupid. I mean, to challenge. Oh my God! It is pretty much like you will meet Yeti or Yeti. I mean the Bigfoot, and you are you don't want to challenge Bigfoot. What the heck?
And I said to the guy, I said, because he came in, he was really shaken up. And I mean, like I said, he was a big guy. I said, I told you, because when I was there, it was freezing cold. There was no heat. So they didn't have any, it was below zero. It was definitely cold. Everyone had their coats on. But my whole body started shaking. I was like right on the upper floor. And I said, there's something here. And I said, I can't hardly move. I said, but there's going to be a problem. I said, we have to be careful. And so then I know what they do is like, hey, come on out, prove who you are, or show yourself. And they try to antagonize it.
Give me a second. Were they really that stupid? That was give me a second. That was the stupidest thing they can do. What? Oh my God! If it is like if you will challenge the Bigfoot, oh my God! And give me a second. Bigfoot is real. Just by the way, I saw him. Okay, and Bigfoot is like female or she Bigfoot. Do you know what I mean? It's like what it is. Like 8 feet tall, and he Bigfoot, like male Bigfoot, it's like 10 feet tall or something like that. Yeah. And you don't want to piss those guys off. Definitely you don't, because they will smack.
They will, yeah, they will hurt you. Yeah, they can't.
Not
but they're usually
not hurt you. They will smash you off. Oh my God. Oh.
But they generally they don't bother people. They kind of just do
their
own thing.
No. You are not right. You are very not right, Jessica. They are very territorial, and if you go to their space, they will teach you hard time. They will give you a hard lesson. Believe me.
Yeah.
In Alaska,
I do believe it.
In Alaska, people can tell you. And even people from army, they are not, or they get not afraid just because of something. Do you know what I mean? No. I mean, give me a second. If you not bother them, like in their territory, they are not aggressive. But if you go to their territory, ay. They are like hippos. Hippos, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hippos
yeah,
in Africa, do you know what I mean?
yeah. They even say that about buffalo too. Like, they
Oh,
look really
and buffaloes are, oh my God,
Don't
buffaloes
go
are,
up and antagonize them. Yeah, don't bother them.
no, don't do that. It's, oh my God, you will end up bad. Believe me, you will end up
Yeah.
bad.
So the Bigfoot are interdimensional beings, right? They come in our reality and then they leave, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's why people have a hard time. They want, they want to trap them, or they want to,
Oh, hey,
be
give
able
me
to.
a second. It is stupid. Why in the world somebody believe that you can trap Bigfoot? It's crap. You can't. And just by the way, that's even the reason why so many people doesn't believe that Bigfoot exists. Just
Right,
by the way.
because they're interdimensional. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they can jump and move through realities, through contexts of existence, pretty much layers of densities, or also called dimensions. Yep, you are right. Yeah, for them, it's not a big deal. It's like, oh, okay, I just woke up. I will go to restroom. I will make my breakfast, and I go to the work from 9 to 5. For them, it is not a big deal. No, I mean it for real. It is not a big deal for them. Yep.
Yep. I know.
Okay, so I don't want to say we went off topic because I don't like to be like, oh no, just stay to the topic. What do you think, huh?
No, because we are on topic, because because this was part of our mission. So this is how big it is. You talked about how big it is.
Whoa. Give me a second. What?
This is almost like Shaw House, Peter, isn't it?
Give me a second. It kind of, hey, stop. It is so close to the show house. What?
Yeah, you said it's like a block large, right? It's just huge.
Give me a second. It looks like a show house. Oh my God. Do you know what? From this kind of quotes in quotes birdie perspective, it is so similar. Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know that pretty much I never realized that? Oh my God. It is so close. It is so familiar.
Right. And I've had memories in the Shaw House where there's like a brothel or something like that, and I know that it's the interior has this kind of look. It's like an old-fashioned appearance. Look at this, Peter. This is a better view. Look at that.
God. Oh my God.
It's like you said, it's many blocks large.
Yep. But even being in that house, for me, I will feel uncomfortable. No, I mean it for real.
How do you go from here to over here? I mean,
No,
who knows?
It's labyrinth. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, and then I think it even extends over here. There's something over here. Yeah, it's insane.
Oh my God. No, I don't like that.
Look at this.
What? What the? Oh my God.
It doesn't make any sense, right? There's the way it's.
It is. What the heck? I will love that. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's weird. The whole thing's just really weird.
Oh my God.
But yet it's beautiful at the same time. I mean, look, they got a ghost going through there. Look at the architecture is amazing, but yeah, that's it. It looks like it's set in like the 1800s.
Yeah, okay. So we need to move forward because we will not
Peter,
catch up the main stuff, I think, at least.
look at that right there. Is that crazy?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah, next level craziness.
The next thing that we're going to talk about is this subject right here, and that is all the wars that have been a list of ongoing wars, because you recently discovered the shadow group, right, through Jonathan or John.
Please, we need to be precise. Not I discovered shadow group. I recently discovered the very start of shadow group, okay, where when and where it was formed, okay. It's a huge difference, Jessica. We need to be very precise, okay.
Just in case people don't know what we're talking about, I'm just going to go over to and show everyone the shadow group really quick. So if people want to read a little bit more, and the shadow group has caused a lot of problems. So the beginning of the shadow group, which we don't know, I mean, we're not going to get into the year where you found it, but we just recently discovered it through connecting you with would you say an asset?
Yeah, John, yeah, because so many people, let's say, they were talking about, I don't know, war in Ukraine and the war in now it's ongoing recent war in what it is in Israel.
Yep.
But that's the problem, because just by the way, if you hit another blank Wikipedia page, please just make it, and it is ongoing war in Sudan, just by the way, from April this year. From April this year. Look, it is absolutely crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And nobody, I don't want to say nobody, but so many, it is absolutely undiscussed topic. Look, April 15th. It is crazy. Jeez.
Of 2020, as of 2023, but it's been going on since, let's see, when did they say it started?
As I said, April 15th.
Oh, just this year it started.
Yeah.
Over 4.1 million were internally displaced, and more than 1.1 million others had fled the country as refugees.
It is
and
absolutely
the war
crazy.
And the cause of the war is
natural,
racial or
natural resources. The crude oil, the gas, natural gas, and new minerals. They contained also called transuranes, because uranium, you know, it's radioactive element, but transuraniums, that means it is like elements, they are above uranium in Mendeleev's period. The problem is that new minerals were discovered by scientists. They contains pure plutonium, what is highly valuable, you know, and it is located in Sudan. As I said, new huge reserves of crude oil, of natural gas, also located in Sudan. And just by the way, not Sudan, but Sudan versus South Sudan, because South Sudan get autonomy in 2008, and it went independent. It started to be independent state in 2011, just by the way. But so many people, they don't believe or they don't accept, do you know what I mean, South Sudan as a sovereign state. Look, uranium, everything you can see it, kaolin and so on, potassium, you can see that. Oh my God, it is so crazy.
Or there's everything.
Yeah, as I said, I never lied. My oh my, this is so crazy.
This is the only gold mine in the country with a production of over 90,000 ounces per year. The Central Bank of Sudan reportedly official production of 100 metric tons of gold bullion, with 21.7 tons going to export.
Yeah, this is what I said. Isn't this crazy?
Yeah. Following a meeting between the Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir and Russian leader Vladimir Putin in 2017, the Russian-Sudanese corporation Marrocco Gold was formed. So Russia's involved. And look at the Wagner Group.
Yeah, give me a second, of course. But the stuff is China want to get this. Of course,
well,
US
they want everything.
Of course, US wants to get this. France want to get this. It's so crazy. My gosh.
But they want to switch everything over to gold, and that, which is, a big topic that people like to discuss. And so they're saying that everything's going to go to gold. Is that correct?
What do you mean, like everything to gold? Give me a second.
All money exchange will be gold based only.
But give me a second. When? That's my question.
I don't know. That supposedly this is part of the financial reset. Is
because
that
give me a second. Give me a second. I don't buy this as a story. This is not even a revelation. It's a story, and I will tell you why. You can accommodate every single last piece of gold in the world and throw it to the trash once you will not have one important thing: drinkable water.
Yes.
Water which will not hurt your body, because 3 days without water and you are gone, you are dead. I mean it for real, okay? It is so funny for me. Oh my God. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of countries don't have that, and if they get if they have these refineries or whatever affecting the water, there goes the population, right?
No, yes, you are right, but give me a second. This is funny for me because without water you are dead.
Peter, you're saying something that I remember I had I would talk to this Inuit. He was like a leader from Alaska.
Okay.
That region. And we were talking about injustice and all sorts of things. I interviewed him, and he said to me the very same thing. He says, it doesn't really matter. He said, if everyone's worried about oil, petroleum, but when it comes down to it, he says,
or gold or whatsoever, uranium and all kind of those crap. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't go into that, but he was just talking about petroleum. And he said, when it comes down to it, it's going to be water.
Of course, water.
That's exactly what he said.
Give me a second. Without water, we are dead. What the heck? Are those people that stupid? And I will say it loud. Stupid. And that's the stuff. I am just making myself calmer. Okay, calmer. Because stupid. stupidness. Because
Yeah.
everybody without water, I mean, it's like what? Like 75, maybe 80% of our body is water. It's so. But do you know what is just by the way, talking about uranium and plutonium, and just by the way, yeah, we know what happened in Chernobyl in April 26th April 1986, and what happened in it was March 11, I think, in Fukushima, or March 14, 2011. Do you know what is, just by the way, weird? That we are radioactive. No, I mean it for real. I mean, in super, super low levels, but we as alive organisms, everything, we, I mean, people, the animals, the plants, and just by even the fruits or vegetables, okay? And do you know what will happen once you, how can I say, like soak out the whole radiation? Do you know what will happen? We will turn into a dust. No, I saw
we need it because we're adapted to it, so we can't exist.
Exactly. We are adapted to certain level, very low level of radiation, but we are adapted. And I saw it in certain laboratory. They've got super, I mean, highly ultra sensitive, like, I don't want to say Geiger computers, it was something like that, but it was hypersensitive, right? And they just can move the scale. So for example, they can measure the super high levels, and they will not just beep it, but they will make some sort of, they will have idea, okay, this is that kind of radioactive, it's super high, but they can measure another, how can I say it, another pole, that means super low levels. And people like me, you, whoever, right, they are radioactive, everything, fruit, vegetables, okay, fruit,
Sorry, I was
vegetables, everything, plants, animals. And it was, I mean, dead body. The old man, very old man, he was like close to 90 or something like that. But do you know what? He was he was healthy, completely healthy. He just died because he was way too old. Do you know what I mean? And they soak out all the radioactivity from him, and he turned to dust. I was like, what the heck? No, I mean it for real. He was kind of some sort of, how can I say it, some sort of sand or something like that in front of my eyes. It was like within like 2-3 minutes or something like that. I was like, what the heck is that?
Wow, that's that's horrifying, Peter.
But give me a second. It wasn't like that. Give me a second. I will tell you how it was. He was like normal, but they told me, the scientists told me, just one finger, okay? One finger, like pointing finger or middle finger or thumb, touch him, but very, very gently. And I was like, okay, but he's dead. Hey, give me a second. Hey, Peter, there is no radiation. I was like, what? You told me that he wasn't radioactive, but there is absolute zero radiation. How can I say it? I got it. A parallel. Like a vacuum. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like zero oxygen, zero air, nothing. And I was like, okay. And I very, very, very gently touch him, and I didn't push, nothing, with no power, just very, very, like if you have a smartphone, do you know what I mean? And then shh, it happened. within few seconds, he turned to dust. Some sort of sand or something. Like, I was like, what in the world? Yeah. Yeah, if somebody will tell me this, I will not believe that. And do you know, I don't want to fool you in which part and in which series. Give me a second. Not series. In which season. But the same phenomenon was shown in TV show Fringe. The same phenomenon. The very start of one episode. I don't want to fool you, but in which in which season and which episode, but exactly the same stuff. My oh my oh my. I know that it was like they've got anniversary, it was old couple, and they've got marriage anniversary, you know, and I mean the lady just called him everything, I mean the husband, and she was just making jokes and everything, but hey man, you forgot as always, and he just sit in the chair like nothing. He just sit in the chair like nothing happened, right? And then she just barely touched him, and he simply went out to dust. It was so wild, so wild. I'm just saying.
So is that something that we have some pictures here from Fringe, but some of it they're not from Fringe. But
I'm just saying.
Is this what was happening on that 200? I mean, the 88 year mission?
Yeah. Just by the way, it was so crazy.
So we had some level of radiation, and there was no radiation there. Is that part of the reason why this was happening?
Pretty much. And we've got, how can I say it, a higher level of radiation. Then it was somehow, I don't want to say but it needed to be somehow neutralized, and so on. Or maybe, for example, I know so many students, they needed to be, or let's say they want to be excellent in the test, and they were highly on drugs because they need to be first all the time. But then they've got some sort of sedatives or something in order to be able to fall asleep, because without those sedatives they will be, or let's say they will have zero chance to sleep, or all kind of that stuff. I'm just saying. My oh my, it was so crazy.
It is.
Then what we have, definitely.
I want to show you something really quick, not to change the subject at all, but something that you mentioned earlier. They found some Bigfoot walking over here, and this.
Okay.
They got, let's see, it was.
Oh yeah, typical Bigfoot. Yeah. Yeah.
And you can see when he stands up, kind of moves.
Do you know what? He or she who made this video, I mean, he or she is brave.
Look at that.
No, please, Jessica. Okay, please don't laugh.
Nope.
This is, oh my God. Oh my God. No, hey,
So
stop. This is, oh my God.
there's
My,
another guy too. There's a bunch of them that are seeing them lately. I don't want to play it in full, but yeah, we'll add some of them, the links below. But I didn't want to go off topic, but since we were talking about it, we'll bring in some of these links. Some of them may be accurate, maybe not, but more.
give me a second. That was definitely a Bigfoot. Yeah, that was.
More and more people are seeing them. Yeah.
Because look, because they are hyper territorial. They don't like. I mean, if you are not entering or bordering their territory, nah, it's not a big deal. But if you cross their border, their line, it's like, yeah, bad news bears for you.
Right,
you know, it's
right.
like who the hell will like if somebody will get on their backyard? No, I mean it for real.
Yeah, I don't blame them, actually. Yeah,
Oh,
so getting back to
give me a second. Sorry, this need to be edited. I was stuttering. So, getting back to the topics of war, I don't want to say that those wars or that these wars are not that bad or so, but I don't like the thing that all around the world it was talked or spoken only about war in Ukraine, just by the way, for more than 1.5 years. Now people started to talk about war in what? In uh,
Israel.
Israel and Palestine and so on. I mean, Lord, I don't like that. I mean, I don't want to say it is bad, or let's say good or bad or something like that, but you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. It's
Yeah. But you also mentioned, the civil war that's going on in Myanmar, and that's
Myanmar. Yeah. Oh my God.
Myanmar. Yeah.
Look at look at this alphabet. Oh my God. No, look at the alphabet. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And look, it is like it is in May 5th, 2011. And give me a second and be honest. How many people are talking about it? No. How many mainstream
It's
media?
affecting these wars are affecting the earth, and the east and the west, because of the different resources that they have and the different reasons why they're in battle, and also the influx of a lot of the people that are being displaced because of it. Right? So you have all these this immigration happening everywhere.
Yep.
People just showing up, and it's as a result of some of these wars.
Yep, you are right.
But it's well, it looks like it's Europe, it's China, Russia. They're all looking for resources in some of these other countries.
But give me a second. US is not looking for resources? Of course.
Absolutely. No, the US, we already know the US is doing it, but also these other countries as well. So it's really becoming a burden on these smaller countries. Not smaller, less, how can I say it? Industrialized countries.
That's the problem for me, that all those big boys, if you want to call them that way, like in West it's US, it's UK, France, and so on. Do you know what I mean? Because Germany was pretty much demilitarized after Second World War. We know that. Mm-hmm. And in the East, it's Russia, it's China, it's India, and that's the problem. I mean, what in the world? Just make war between both of yourself and then just bye. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It is crap. Why all around the world people need to suffer? That's my question. Do you know what I mean? I know it sounds so, how can I say it? It sounds way too easy, but I don't like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know.
And then there's this.
Yep.
Fighting amongst themselves. And all the different things that are happening. We were looking at the war. It looks like the numbers have been messed with, or how many people have actually died.
And that's my problem. I don't want to blame. I don't want to say it is good or bad or so, but I think that people they died. If it is like number of fatalities in 2023, just go down, please. Go down, please. Yeah, stop. It is in Ukraine. Where in the world is Ukraine?
It's down for. They have many charts. I have to find the right chart.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
They're saying that there were 100,000.
I don't believe. I don't believe that. No. But give me a second. If they are both, I mean, like soldiers and civilians, I believe that. If they are like total, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I mean, soldiers, civilians, and not soldiers, but military personnel. Do you know what I mean? Like people they are working in healthcare and whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? Like held in military and so on. And of course, as we said too many times, Yemen, they've got Syria, Iraq, everything. It is so crazy.
Ethiopia, look at that, 109,000. Same amount.
Oh yeah.
If we go up here, let's start from the beginning. You have this is Myanmar, Maghreb.
And look at that.
Look at this, the Mexican drug war, which explains a lot about the displacement from the south.
And my question is, what do you think? Because from my point of view, just because it is still ongoing, from my point of view, they've got still so many cuts. I mean, the government has cut from do you know what I mean? From the income. I mean, from cartel income. Do you know what I mean? Because government, I don't believe that government will still be unavailable to stop the war. Do you know what I mean? What do you think,
But this is infighting of gangs of the right. So it's infighting of the cartels in South America.
I know, but maybe they are bribing the. I think that either they've got
to look the other way. Yeah, I mean,
give a second. Either they are bribing the government, or they are getting them cuts. Do you know what I mean? Certain percentage from income. I think it is the only possible. Those are either this or that. Only those two are the possible possible explanation. Or look, hey, this is it, Russo-Ukrainian war, and this is it what I said. It is like 80% of this war was ongoing. This is it what I talked about. And
that started in 2014.
Yeah,
people think it just started like last year, or 2 years
ago. This is exactly what I talked about. Right. So many times. Yeah,
but suddenly that's when we had to give all of our tax money, all the hardworking money that we have, over to some, I don't know, somebody's personal fund or what's going on here, but Yeah, that has been going on 2014, but we decided that suddenly they need our money, or they need to, I don't know if they're kind of washing their money and going through their
I don't
laundering.
want to say that, say this that loudly, but if you get it, like, why in the world not?
It seems like that would be the perfect setup, wouldn't it? We
Yeah.
know that it's not coming back to us, or that nobody seems to be
You know,
stopping it. So it's like a
do you know what, Jessica? It will be, let's say, not our boomerang, as I am saying it in Australia. And just by the way, believe me, that if you know how to throw boomerang, it will hit you back in the face.
yeah. Well, maybe get that boomerang to get back what's been stolen from us.
Give me a
Essentially, through
second, by the way, did you ever try it? Did you ever try to throw? No, I'm asking serious.
No, I would love to try. I would love to try to throw one. I would love that.
I like to throw it, and it's very sophisticatedly designed. Just by the way.
Yeah, definitely. So this right here, going back to this, right? Because that's also ongoing, and it's almost like an invasion. There's so much.
And from my point of view, this is not right here. Everything is fine, except the one thing. The year 2006, I don't believe. I want to say it should be like in even 1990s or something like that.
I agree. Yeah, because the drug cartels are pretty. I don't know if it's just like they're getting bought off, but they're so powerful. They just don't. They're so aggressive that I think they just took over. And because the way that people are crossing the border, it's like they're scared. It's like they're running from something.
Like, you mean like they will run for their lives no matter?
Yeah, I think they've been told if they don't do this, they're going to get killed. I mean, I'm just imagining, or literally they don't have water and they don't have food. I don't know. I don't really know, because they look pretty rough. You know what I'm saying? But then there's others that don't, unlike the Ukrainian situation, they said people were crossing the border and they were in designer clothes and they had all sorts of, they looked like they had a ton of money.
Give me a second, and that's the problem. In my country, because it's neighbor country, and they are pretty much on two poles of people only. Very, 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 I don't want to say healthy, but people, they've got a tons of money. They are driving, luxury SUVs, and I don't know, like all kind of money. Do you know what I mean? Like they've got full, or let's say deep pockets. Do you know what I mean? They've got brand new, I don't want to say names, but like smartphones. They've got branded clothings, but they are people. They've got everything what they've got. It's the clothes and shoes, of course, very old one, weared out, and just backpacks and nothing. So many of them are even barefoot, and try to guess. Look how big is Ukraine, and so many of them went. They made hundreds of kilometers barefoot from Donbass. I know so many people like that. I mean, personally, okay? It's crazy.
It is. It's almost like someone's just picking up the planet and just shaking it. That's what it feels like.
This is it. It is not fair if you have tons of money, and it's not fair. It's not the equal chance to live. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And just by the way, those people, they've got tons of money. I mean, plenty of everything. They are just, if I like to say, it's a mafia. If you like it or not, if it is like that,
this is the problem. Yeah, the problem is, Peter, that you have innocent people that are getting affected and they're trying to cross the border, and then you have people that are committing crimes and they're running across the border. So you have a combination of that kind of thing going on, right? Are you there?
No. Yes. That's exactly what I mean and what I feel.
Yeah.
It is unfair. Very, very unfair.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel for those people that are literally they're trying to get somewhere, they're trying to protect themselves, and they're in this like rainstorm of aggression, and
try
and
to
then
think,
those
what happened, huh? I've got this is some sort of interesting story that I've got. I don't want to, of course, say name. This lady, she's young, and she ended up the medicine, right? So she is medical doctor. But in my country, in Slovakia, they decline to accept her diploma. So pretty much he ended up studying 12 years, okay? And she's neurologist. It is crazy, okay? It is so crazy. And people, they are making, I don't know, whatsoever business. They are making fancy lady business. So do you know what I mean? Women for money. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Fancy ladies and so on. And nobody will dare to knock on their door because they've got a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? It's so crazy.
Yeah, those are the people that have the money, they're able to pay things off and whatever. I mean, I don't know if it's like that everywhere. There are very wealthy people that get arrested at times for crossing the line or making enemies of powerful people.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know, it's unfair because if you have, it is not that easy to go to university to be a medical, to medical doctor. But I'm just saying that because of circumstances, study it 2 times, and even though it was hard time, she got hard time to get you know, solid workplace. It wasn't solid position. It is unfair. Do you know what I mean? It is unfair.
I agree. I mean, it's
and her husband, he's engineer. Do you know what I mean? I mean, what is this? He's working like as engineer or something like that in Bratislava in Volkswagen car factory, and that is it. Only one way. They don't want to have people from third countries, aka outside of European Union, but on one way. But on the other way, or on the other hand, they don't like to get equal wages. And he start, I mean, in comparison for his qualification with super low wage. It was, I don't know, like minimum wage. What is absolutely crazy for his qualification, okay? Just because he was a refugee from this crazy conflict. It is not fair. Do you know what I mean?
It isn't. You're right, but you going into another country, it's almost like you're at that risk of there are people that get everything. They get a home, they get all sorts of stuff just handed to them.
But give me
there
a
are
second.
people
But
that
that's
get
the
nothing.
problem. But that's the problem. They never ever asked for money, okay? They never asked for, do you know what I mean? Free money, free
I know.
accommodation. And that's the problem, because so many and other Ukrainians want to get that. And they never asked for that, okay?
Peter, I agree. Like, I know that there are people that want to immigrate and they do it the right way and they have to suffer and they have to wait. And then there's people that cross the border and there's no problem. No laws against that or whatever. Same
But this
thing
is
with
it. This is
yeah.
it. Do you know what I mean? That it is unfair that there are people. I will tell you how it is from my point of view. It is bad, and just by the way, just because world, or let's say at least certain part of the world, feel sorry for them, they are just kind of edging or bordering with not using but misusing the situation. And there is another group of people, they want to play fair, if we want to call it that way. And even thanks to their qualification and everything, you know. And of course, they've got 2 little children. They are even pre-elementary school aged. I mean, I don't know. I don't like that. This kind of attitude.
The powers that are influencing, like I said, whoever's the ones that are shaking up the earth and then creating injustices. There's so many injustices that are happening right now, and people that are good at being mistreated. People that have bad intentions are. I mean, sometimes there are good people, but that do things work out for them, but there's a lot of good people that things are not working out for them. And so
yeah, but from my point of view, I don't want to sound like bad one, but from this point of view, those people, they are pretty much misusing the whole situation, ends up better than the others. This is absolute.
The people that are running the systems now, the people that are making decisions who gets what, are a lot of them are not good. They're trying to bring in other agendas. They're using the unfortunate situation of those that are going through wars, and then they're trying to bring bigger trauma.
Oh yeah.
So there's those that are running that have gotten into governments, and then they're blocking, I believe, some good people, say, like you said, people that are qualified, and for whatever reason they think, well, you think you're so smart, you can do it on your own then. You know,
yeah,
sometimes they're nasty like that.
This is pretty much what I believe, that they believed that if you are qualified, that you can do it. But I don't know. It doesn't.
It's a poor example. It's because they're the wrong people that are in those positions. I mean, if we want to really consider a revamping of the way that governments are handling these things, then you need to clean house there in that area and start firing people and asking your the people that are over, like for us, it's the senators, complain and say these people are blocking good people from coming in. So like, those that have something to contribute, that will not just be, I'm not saying that the others that are really in need also, but there are those that are being blocked that have something good to contribute to better the nation. But I think they're trying to break down all the nations, and they're trying to remove any type of individuality in the nations.
And integrity, national integrity, integrities. Sorry for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and also they want a one world order where everyone's listening to one person that sees everyone as a slave or something.
Yeah,
so they're pushing this. Yeah, they're pushing this pretty hard. And people, it's like there's a saying, you're waiting until the 11th hour, so you got very little time to fix anything. And then they think that they're going to jump in and save the day. And if it doesn't start now, it snowballs. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it gets out of control.
Yeah.
It's a big issue, Peter. And I always put up my prayers and my thoughts and positive thoughts for people like your friends that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's like, or I know so many people, and I mean good people, just by the way, from Sudan, it's not that easy. And
of course, there's good people everywhere.
From my point of view, it is like the higher qualified and the longer praxis they've got in the major, it looks like the system in the new country they are moving, or they was moved to, it makes harder for them. It doesn't make sense for me. I mean, the new country should I don't know, like admire them, or let's say, guys, hey, you are welcomed here because you will be like, do you know what I mean? Good for our country. No, they are making it completely vice versa. It doesn't make sense for me, like zero sense.
Yeah, especially, what's interesting too is people from other nations bringing in ideas in the medical field, because they don't, obviously the pharmaceuticals, it's corporations, then would be blocking that part. Because if people bring in type of remedies that are more organic, then they have a problem with it, or actually some actual healing techniques that are different from the traditional. So they don't want that coming in and interfering with big pharma.
Yeah.
So yeah,
yeah, you are right.
Yeah. So we're let's get back into the wars, well, especially the one in the Middle East now. This is the big one that everyone's really heated about, and I this is a very long ongoing battle. I mean,
from my point of view, this is not true. I mean, like next few days, my bad, last few days, this need to be edited, sorry. This is not like last few days, no, this is like last few decades or something like that. Like, I mean,
even, or thousands of years, Peter, right? If you go back to like early, the conflict between the Arabs and
but if we want to be recent, it is, let's say, I don't know, not 100 years, 1 century, few centuries. But pretty much, if we want to be more vague, as you said, it is like that. Yeah, you are right.
Yeah, it goes back to the Abraham, Ishmael, and Isaac conflict, the two that came out of Abraham, the two lineages, right?
And that's the problem, that they were brothers. I mean, like, what in the world? That they were brothers.
That's what I'm saying. That, yeah. However, well, I mean, this can get very involved, because there's many other communities that have been a part of have joined the Jewish community that were not originally there, so they don't maybe recognize that brotherhood anymore, or maybe they really didn't for years. But what you said, someone clearly is kicking the hornet's nest in this one as well, where they know this is already an emotionally sensitive and very, very the border between the two nations is a very, very hot spot. And as far as border and who belongs where, and all they needed to do is just cause one problem and to ignite this. So someone ignited this, and you were mentioning, let's see if we're on. Are we still in a shared screen here? Yeah, we are. Okay, so
From my
Let's
point
get
of
back.
view, there is one important thing that highly, like super highly advanced and enhanced and advanced technologies were placed in ancient Sumeria, Mesopotamia, and all kind of that stuff. And believe me, everyone wants to own those tech. Those tags. Believe me, everyone. That's the
Well,
main part. That's the main reason.
yeah.
Like it or not, that's the main reason.
And what's interesting is I did read in one of the articles that people were saying, here the Palestinians, usually would throw rocks and I mean, not to say that they were primitive in any way, but they had a limited resources of weaponry. And then suddenly they came in like a very advanced SWAT team or something,
That's the stuff. I mean, look, isn't this like absolute, like pure, let's say 180 degrees? Do you know what I'm trying to say? It doesn't make sense. Do you know what I mean?
Nope. Yeah.
As you said, primitive, and then like just like that, and it's like, oh my god, something happened. Something happened here. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Something.
Well, I think that they're hinting that most people would probably say, oh, the U.S. gave them all of that, or someone else gave them that. And, just like in Mexico, that they were having parades with the military from Russia and China in Mexico. So, there's a presence south of the border, but also in the Middle East is a presence of the U.S.
Yeah, you are right.
Russia,
but give me a second. But just by the way, so many weapon pieces of and techs of weaponry ended up in Mexico. And just by the way, how in the world is it possible? That's just a question. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
No, this is what I'm saying. Is this advanced equipment? So what you're saying? So we're looking at this, and you're saying that this ancient technology got in their hands. So
give me a second, because they can back engineer it / reverse and engineer it, and it's very, if you start to reverse engineer it or back engineer it, similar, the result will be always, I don't want to say the same, but very similar, as the US has, as Russia has, or something like that. But either that or another one. I'm just saying,
So maybe the West or the East had helped them, or maybe not. You're saying it's.
I don't want to say they helped him. They simply they simply figured out the whole stuff, like how to back engineer it / reverse engineer it, and that's it. Because once you figured out how to do so, it is not that complicated.
So this is the Hezbollah.
Yep.
And Hamas. Suddenly that they became, more. I'm sure the militaries have known about them, but became more recognizable through the public. I know that
we know about them, but that's the problem. The military, I will tell you that Western, I don't want to say armies, but Western intelligence services highly underestimate the whole situation. Because they still believe, nah, not a big deal, not a big that. No. Because they believe that that they've got very primitive, that they've got high numbers, that they are big, right? But they've got primitive weapons. Old school, like obsolete weapons or something like that. Piece of army equipment. But Even myself, I told them every single time that we are not like 20, 25 years ago. Times changed. Times changed. Yeah.
Right. Everyone's catching up to, having there's so many different nations around the world that have nuclear abilities.
Just by the way, as you said. Yep.
Here's an example of some ancient technology that could be used in war, right?
Of course you are right.
This. And
yeah.
if they unearth some of these things, look at this thing in his hand. What does something like this do, Peter?
This is pretty much like cassette munition.
Cluster munition?
Cluster munition, yeah. But I know somebody is calling it a cassette bomb, somebody cluster. Look how.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
Cluster munition, yeah.
Yeah, all right, let's take a look at that. Yeah, see that?
Yeah, cluster munition. This is it. So we are talking about cluster munition. Doesn't look like cluster munition?
Looks just like it. Absolutely.
Somebody don't use cluster munition. Another one used. Another countries used cluster munition.
And they got that from here.
I told you, nobody believed that. I don't want to say nobody, but like, even you don't believe, like, nah, how they will make what it was? Lockdown.
Yeah.
Nobody believed that.
He's got his little watches on, and a lot of times they're holding those bags that look like purses. Do they have those munitions on there?
So many different stuff in there, not only ammos.
So they had a lot of through time and storms and different changes of timelines and all that stuff. They have pieces of technology that were underground, and
yeah, you are right.
In these areas, heading way back in time, and then reverse engineering. So,
yeah,
and then they start using this. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what kind of reaction that this will have, right? They have no idea whether this is radiated
you are right. You are right. It is like, getting children to the matches, or just get children box full of matches,
So it's not like you could just say, oh, I'm going to experiment with this in the lab. I mean, you can't experiment like that in the lab. Usually when they were started to create the nuclear warheads, they, I think it was Jack Parsons, he went out into the desert. They were working on rockets, but it's the same thing.
And just by the way, do you know what is absolutely crazy? How they measured radiation and damage of radiation to human body by perimeters. And they were like, okay, like, I don't know, few hundred meters this, another 100 meters of that, meters of that, and so on and so on. And it was like, okay, how in the world they got to this? And it was like, soldiers. And rest of the story. Oh my God. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
That the soldiers were carrying it from
perimeter. No. In certain perimeter. So they made literally the blast, and in certain perimeter from the ground zero. So that means really the actual, let's say, place when it was detonated, and it was like, okay, like 1 mile, or I don't know, like 2 miles, so it's like 1.5 kilometers, or I don't two 2 miles are 3.2 kilometers or something like that, and which kind of impact it will have to a human body. But that it is absolutely crazy, but it was like that at that time. They
So they,
made,
yeah, so if a soldier died, they knew that was,
or
which
let's
is a
say
horrible loss of.
heavy burning and all kind of that stuff, radiation sickness and all kind of. But give me a second, it really was like that in Cold War. It was so crazy.
Right.
They
Wow.
made lobotomies in the in the Cold War, during the Cold War. It was oh my God, those times, they were wild. And they don't hesitate to make lobotomies, because
Yeah.
they believe. And do you know what? They said that lobotomy is not only fine, or not only, like, how can I say it, human, but it is advancing and enhancing healthcare method. And it was absolute crap. They know it from, or let's say they knew it from very start, but they were making this statement as an excuse for experiments. It is absolutely crazy. Even in Soviet Union, they strictly prohibited. It was like no go for lobotomy. Since the end of 60s, and in US they were making lobotomy pretty much till the end of Project Montauk. So even in 80s they were making it.
Yeah. Well, they even the Kennedy family
Oh, you
lobotomized
know
one
what?
one
I,
of
I
their
know it was so crazy.
siblings.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
very common in the asylums to do
Because
things like
because
that.
because in Russia, just by the way, they were testing it on KGB agent. I mean, the people they can or should be a KGB agents and so on, or maybe astronauts and so on. But then they've got it like I. Every single time it ended up terribly wrong. So
They
they
did
they
that on astronauts too.
no, give me a second. People, they should or can be okay, but in every single case it ended up very bad, and they said like, okay guys, this is not good. And in the age of 60s and 70s they completely stopped it. But pretty much it was like in between 15 and 20 years after Soviet Union strongly denied, like absolutely, like no go, like it is, lobotomy is no go. In US, no, they made lobotomies massively. I mean, not on regular people, but in army experiments it was not a big deal.
Wow.
No, I mean it for real. I don't want to say I like Russia or something more, but at least they were more, let's say, sane in this case. Because we know that wild things happened in Russia and in I mean, former Soviet Union. We know, but in this case they were sane, because it was crazy. What I mean, the do you know the outcome? It was always crazy. Those people, they were pretty much like brainwashed. Nothing worked. Do you know what I mean? They were like, let's call them zombies or something like that. Do you know what I mean? They ended up like zombies, because look,
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
tiny long needle, super tiny. Aye. But in the US, pretty much till the end of 80s, so many experiments like Project Montauk and all kind of MK Ultra, but this is not, it is like MK Ultra agenda, but so many experiments within MK Ultra, and they made those kind of crazy stuff.
Well, Peter, if you want to go a little deeper into this, I mean, during the pandemic.
Please, Jessica, no. This will be.
I kind of didn't say it directly, but that's a lobotomy, Peter. That's right. That's a lobotomy.
From my point of view, not. I will tell you why. Because they will. If we okay, we can leave it in interview. Look, if we are talking about testing for during pandemic, we definitely not call it lobotomy. I will tell you why. Because through the nostrils, you need to be very highly qualified, and you need to know how the exact angle, right? And how to hit the brain through the nostril. Okay? It is not that easy, Jessica. It is not that easy.
There was absolutely no reason that they needed to be swabbed that way. There's zero reason why that had to happen that way.
A second. I need to be, how can I say it, independent in this way, okay? And if I should be independent, that this was not lobotomy in this case, okay? Definitely not lobotomy, okay? Because
but accidentally, I'm sure it happened many times accidentally.
Give me a second. Accidentally, yes, but it was not, how can I say, done by purpose. Done by purpose. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Right. I don't think a lot of the medical people had intention to do that. You're correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you need to be highly qualified in order all the time, every single time. And just by the way, it is complicated operation which requires concentration and all kind of that stuff. So look, even if you will be highly qualified surgeon with a lot of practice, a lot of years of praxis and routine and every single stuff all around that, look, if you will make testing, after so many hours of testing, your hands will start shaking. Do you know what I mean? After 8 or 10 years, after 8 or 10 hours of testing, no, I don't buy this. No. Not like that. Not like that. I'm just saying how it is.
Well, so we'll stay off the topic. I know that you don't want me to get in trouble. You don't want to. We can stay away from this topic, but it is, in my opinion, I have my opinion about it.
Okay, give me a second. If from time to time happened to be, it was accidental, okay? It was definitely not an intention to be, okay? Because I know what lobotomy is, okay? I am not a medical doctor, but I saw how they make that, okay? On trip chair, okay? Or on trip chair. And It is very different. It is very different.
The only intention I know that is very existence, and they don't hide from that. I mean, I could pull up about, I don't know, maybe 20 articles about how they want to depopulate. So that's not hidden. That's pretty public, and they want to.
I'm not saying like this or that. No. I'm not saying like that. I'm just saying I've got doubts,
What about the part of this zombie apocalypse thing is that breaking that interior wall behind the nostril area, Is that a potential for a zombie behavior?
Oh yeah, because you can easily hit this very easily. Yeah, that's.
Or that at least damage it to some degree that it starts to get worse in time. Or
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
so that could also be another zombie issue that could come up. But how many years would it take for something like that?
Yeah.
Depending on the individual, maybe. I don't know, on how bad they
Yeah,
were injured.
you are right. You are right.
So when you look into the future and see this zombie apocalypse, or does it not happen in this reality or this context of existence?
No, definitely not. No.
But where does it happen in some other context of existence, and that's why we
Yeah.
are aware of it?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, you are right. In another context of existence, what is pretty much fine, at least for us.
Yeah. Well, I hope, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would like to see us not have to experience that, even though we're seeing these zombie-looking people in some of the cities already from the drugs, that they're those zombie drugs or.
Oh, no. I mean, oh my God, this is next. That's next level crap. Oi.
Right.
I don't understand that. Do you know what I mean? I mean,
The people are like they're bent
no,
over.
give me a
Like
second.
they're
I understand give me a second. I understand what you mean. But I mean, why somebody even start to use that kind of crap? I don't understand.
There's a lot of sad, unhappy people in this world, and
So
they
they believe that it is, or it can be their what? Their way
escape.
how to escape the reality or so?
Yeah, I mean, it
Eh,
starts with like they don't know how to deal with things, so they go either to drugs or alcohol, and then it evolves, or they're trying to fit in somewhere at a young age, and
You mean
or
like be part of the community or so?
yeah, as you're young and you're in like some kind of, you kind of get welcomed into a group and they're heavily into drugs, which is common for like the younger generation, and people don't know what they're buying, and young kids have no idea what they're looking at. I mean, even people that are experienced are finding, having problems with illegal drugs because of they're being tampered with. And the fentanyl, even like the police, they just touch it or whatever, and they're having that. Some people are dying.
Do you know what fentanyl? Fentanyl is crazy. Oh my.
Yeah, so that kind of stuff, all the street drugs have amped up and gotten really bad.
Yep.
And it's not because they're making money off of these things, because they have to be losing money, if anything, if people are dying from it.
Yeah.
So they don't have repeat customers in that one. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of unhappiness in this world right now. Not for everybody, but there's definitely a large enough population that it's filling the streets with either homeless people or unnecessary fatalities, and people, they're not motivated. They don't, they see the future as very bleak. Even with all our information, I don't see the future as bleak. I see it as hopeful, and I think that's why.
I think you are right. You are right.
Yeah, try to encourage people and talk about these things so people can, even though, you tell us this bad thing happened or that bad thing happened, I know that we get through it. But for other people, it's like you guys are negative and maybe they feel depressed. And I'm like, it's not to make you feel depressed, but see that we're finding the underbelly or the backside of what is causing these problems, so that, that's a good thing because we found it and then we can work on it. And so these, like this last mission that we did, the 88-year mission, as well as the finally identifying and locating the shadow group.
Yeah, you
Because
are
before
right.
we couldn't do that. So we got some really good things that have just happened, but they haven't quite manifested yet. Right?
Yeah, you are right. You are definitely
So,
right.
and so that's a positive thing. People that have been with us for a long time, they know that we are here. We're here to discuss these things and share as much as we can, and to be hopeful that it's going to turn out all right. And we're grateful for you, Peter, that you bring in information that we wouldn't readily have access to.
Yeah,
So,
I want to. I just, by the way, from my point of view, that's great stuff. I think we are pretty much in the end of the show because we covered what we want. And not only we covered plenty of another stuff, but in order to make this show slightly under 2 hours, I think that's fine, or we are fine, and pretty much in the end. So I want to thank you for giving me another opportunity to be on your channel. I want to thank our listeners for their patience. They stay with us till the end, and I'm looking forward for next time. Hold tight, stay safe, and bye bye.
and thank you everyone for your ongoing support. Thank you for your help in Patreon, for many of you that are helping. What some people say, buying us a cup of coffee and everything is appreciated, big and small, and wonderful. Those that have been listening to us for years, we appreciate that. And I know that I don't get paid for what I do. I'm just here to make sure everyone gets what they need, and I'm fortunate that there are some people that understand that and they help out. We appreciate that. Also, we will continue to provide information and to help along the way to answer any questions that you have in the chat. And if I missed anything, I apologize. I try to swing back around and put that in, but as you can see, we keep quite busy and there's a lot of activity going on, so I'm trying to stay on top of it all. But and feel free to contact me if you want to do a private session. But for right now, just be patient, and I will get back to everyone as I see them come in. So have a good day, everyone, and stay strong, keep positive, and let's move on to the next level. Have a good day.
You have been watching Disclosures. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Visit www.acio-official.org and www.readingsbyarael.com to book a private session with Jessica. Feel free to support our work. All links can be found in the description. Thank you, and until next time.